As we talked the other day, and I tried to inform all the town board members via email, I met last week with folks in the Department of Environment and Planning at Erie County concerning the upcoming vote in the county legislature on agricultural districts. A number of people have applied for inclusion in an agricultural district, specifically the Amherst Agricultural District, which really, don't let that throw you. It's not like we're putting Grand Island in Amherst or vice versa. It's just that's the closest agricultural district. Anyway, that vote is coming up. And I thought that since this has been somewhat a contentious and controversial issue, it might be a good idea to bring everybody together so that I can get a complete picture. So after the meeting on Wednesday, I hastily called a meeting of all the applicants. I've invited some county officials and I'm inviting town officials to talk ag districts this coming Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Grand Island Library. The good thing about that is the library closes at 8 and they're going to kick us out. So it can only go so long, so it is limited. Although if we're still talking, we can go out into the parking lot. I think this is an important issue and I would love to have the town represented because for better or for worse, inclusion of Grand Island properties in an agricultural district will possibly change the character of Grand Island. Again, for better or for worse. And I think now is the time to talk about that. Rather than have me as your county legislator just go ahead and make a decision on my own, that would be dangerous because as those of you who do know me know, I'm easily confused. So I'd like to bring as many people together as possible, and you're all invited. That's this Thursday, again, 6 to 8 p.m. in the Grand Island Library, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Kevin, what's the date?
The date that we'll be voting is January 21st. It's 2 weeks from Thursday. This morning, a header was clocked in, a resolution for this Thursday's meeting. A header is just a placeholder. There was a proposed resolution, which I had some problems with, that was going to be clocked in for this coming meeting, and we decided to wait until after this meeting to actually, amend the header with an actual resolution. Now, in between, there is a committee meeting, and that committee meeting will be next Thursday, a week from Thursday, January 14th, sometime during the day downtown. But the actual vote will be at the meeting, the big vote will be at a meeting which starts at 2 o'clock on January 21st, downtown in Old County Hall. You're welcome.
So I will be, go ahead, Mike, sorry.
And just as a matter of, for education of other property owners, this affects more than just the individuals directly applying for the ag district.
It does, certainly. Indirectly, it affects everybody. Okay.
Because essentially we're talking about what someone can do with their land and whether that will affect their neighbors. For example, if you want to put a cow pasture in your land, can the town control that and to what extent? Where will manure be put, et cetera, et cetera. All these issues come into play. So we have to understand.
I'm not going to be voting on manure.
Well, I probably will.
We voted on enough of that on other issues.
So what we will be there this Thursday. We talked about it for a good 30 minutes earlier today. Some of us will be there this Thursday.
And the format of the meeting is going to be, let me use an oxymoron, informally formal. I don't want it to be there's not going to be, it's the reason I picked the library rather than a room like this, because we can organize around the table, put some tables together, 40, 50 people, whatever, sit around and just chat about it. I mean, and it's so that I get a sense of where everybody stands. And I also think there are people that I've talked to that seem to be talking past other people, and I think I would like to get everybody as close to on the same page as possible on this.
Well,
but again, as you say, it does affect a lot of people. It does affect a lot of people, Mike, whether they realize it or not.
Well, it's an excellent idea to get together, and for us to get together and talk this out. I think the new members of the board, we want to understand it better. I think that my initial impulse is that this town is a rural space and green space between Niagara Falls and Buffalo. It's always been that way. We want to have farms on the island. It's always been part of Grand Island. At the same time, we want to understand the rights and interests of property owners throughout the island and make sure that all interests of the people of Grand Island are reflected accurately. So I think it's important for us to talk it out, make sure that both sides are understood, and hopefully we can maybe even reach a compromise for the benefit of the entire island.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. I think the important thing is that it be kept civil.
Yes.
You know, we have a civil conversation, and my experience with folks on Grand Island on a number of issues is we can do that. I'm confident we can. But again, I want the applicants there, as many of them as possible, and I tried to notify as many of them as possible with New Year's and mail going to Rochester and everything like that. Hopefully they all received the letter that I sent out Wednesday afternoon. But I've also invited county officials, and again, I reached out to everybody here because I think it's important we all sit in the same room so we hear what each other is saying.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.